Yes, y'all. So basically, they are going through a divorce. Let me switch this up. Hold on. Divorce. I know everybody was like, "What? How?" Yeah, yeah. Hmm. She gave a little update on how the kids are doing, which is great. That's cute. That's cute. But really, what we need to talk about is this divorce is wild. Okay, here we go. We're gonna share this tab instead. Oop, I don't care about the little commercial. We're gonna go from that. But basically, what's going on with the Derricos is, if you've been following the show, they have been married for approximately 18 years. It says 19 years correctly. Correction. They've been married for 19 years, and they have 14 children together. 14. That's right. I believe one of them, maybe the 15th, is the oldest. Okay, here are the ages. It goes all the way from 4 years old to 18. So the oldest one, because that child is still in high school, like a high school age student or going to be college age, that child is counted in the 14. But yes, the court ordered that basically dad, get this off the screen. No, don't want none of this. Hold on. That basically the dad only has to pay, look how cute they were, about $1,100 a month. That's right, only about $1,100 a month for those kids. And so when people were seeing this, they're like, what in the tarnation? Here's how that happens, y'all. That's the poverty level. Now they're in the state of Nevada. I shouldn't say poverty level, but basically it is. That is literally the minimum that the state can allow. So what that means is this: he ain't got no money. He ain't got no money. And it's not even, yes, someone is writing here. She says, RPC says, that's not even $100 a child. It's not. It's actually $89 a child per month. So I was looking into this because I was like, okay. How does this happen? And not only that, so he basically gets to pay $90 a month per child, and she is actually responsible for their health insurance. That's how bad it is. So, in doing my research, here's the issue. And this is also why they're divorcing. So many people were like, 19 years and 14 kids. We working it out. We working it out. Where's my gavel? Where's my gavel? She's sick of him. She is sick of his SHIT. That's how we got here. First of all, I don't know if you're aware, but basically, he's the head of the household. He's the leader. I'd always wondered, what do you do, sir? Especially with you running around nowadays with this blonde hair on your head, clearly going through a midlife crisis, bless his heart. So he allegedly works in real estate. Now, if you know my story, you know my situation. I'm really big on selecting a man with strong leadership skills. This man works in real estate. Please tell me why he has put the family through five. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different foreclosures. They have gone through 5 different foreclosures. No, correction, 6 foreclosures and 5 bankruptcies. She has just simply said, enough is enough. So here we go. I'm going to share this first article with you guys. So this is an article from last year. Here we go. This is an article from last year's. It says Derrico Diggs, this is the father, the real estate mogul father. The real estate mogul father. That it says he gains full ownership of their $400,000 home after his wife begs for a bigger home. Well, I looked further into it. The reason she wants a bigger house is that they got 2 bathrooms for 14 people. Whereas he had other properties that he had, they just all had been they went into foreclosure. And more specifically, it appears that he was not being honest with his wife as to the state of the financial affairs. Can you imagine living in this house? It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house, right? With your 14 kids. That means y'all got to share 2 bathrooms. And then you getting a foreclosure notice on your door. And you just had, it started about 2022, 23, and you just had a baby. And you got to figure out, where am I going to take all these kids, pack them all up? Because we got knocks on the door because my real estate mogul leader husband don't know how to pay a mortgage. So here we go. It goes down here. It says, so here, this part of the article, it says the son can exclusively claim that basically this was a situation in 2023. He had the husband, Dion. It says Dion had a business partner, and that his business partner signed a deed. His business partner only had 5%. And that man sold his 5% stake in the house to Rec Enterprises. That is the real estate company. And he did that last year. After doing that, they then owned all of the home. Now, this is supposed to be the home that's their primary residence, right? So that's at home, and it was currently estimated around $419,000. Now, they ultimately were able to pay that debt off, right? But this was the most recent home basically they were able to save after a bunch of rigmarole and drama. Somebody said, "Does that mean he doesn't have a job?" Yes. That's my point. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying. So his job is to be this real estate investor. And it's like, okay, if you, I can't trust you to lead in the one thing that you claim to be good at, that's your profession, that's supposed to create the financial stability for me and 14 other people, what can I really trust you to get right? Nothing. Somebody, Quita said, you got to be more careful. This is correct. Now, here's the foreclosure hell. So this is the kind of the backstory. It said this situation with their last house, it comes after the house featured on the TV show, Doubling Down, went into foreclosure and was sold. Here's the thing. If you, I own a title company, my title company in Texas, we can close you anywhere in the state of Texas. If you have a real estate closing, definitely hit us up. It's called Experience Title. You can go to our website, Experience Title LLC. One of the things that we know with foreclosure, it takes a long time for the actual sale. That means he could have you have time to sell it to someone else. You have time to do what's called a short sale, meaning if the house isn't worth what you owe, you can coordinate and work with the bank. But that only happens if you're honest with your partner and you're honest with yourself about what's going on. You can't keep lying about this stuff. Somebody said, and so Taya said, instead of having relations with him, she should have been sending him to work. That's true. Wait, here's the thing. You all know, I dated someone who was self employed and wanted to be self employed in their industry. And this is what I can tell you about reality show men and why I would never date another one. Once they get on TV, they think they're too good to go work for anybody else. They don't want to go work for anybody else, despite the fact that their business sucks. Okay. My ex was terrible when he was self employed. And I used to say all the time, get a job, get a job. Because I was like, this is ridiculous. It is better to have a paycheck cut by somebody else than to be losing money every month, but to be able to be like, oh, I own my own business. Don't nobody care if you own your own business, if your business sucks, if your house is in foreclosure, if you can't pay your bills and you steal your wedding money. Oh, sorry. Let me just stop telling my personal business. You get it. So here, somebody said, what happened with the reality TV money? Chances are that money was probably enough just for the basics. It was enough for a lot of what he had going on. Like, feeding 14, well, actually 16 people in the household, right? Because the two parents feeding 16 people. But he's got these other properties and their mortgages. And if he's buying, because what happened with the house that they lived in, like the house before this that we were talking about, it was not worth what he owed on it. When you have that, you screwed. That means you paid too much and a variety of other things. So more than likely, what he was doing was my ex used to do, which was rather than acknowledging defeat, acknowledging, okay, I made a bad investment. All business people do that. Oh, Connie, I'm gonna get to your statement. All business people do that. You will, there is not a business you can be in on your own, right? Without making a bad choice here or there or losing some money. It's normal. The problem becomes when you're unable to step away from that bad deal and you let it get worse and worse and worse. Again, this man done let, what did it say? 5 or 6 houses go into foreclosure. Hold on. We're gonna go to that. I want to make sure I state that number correct. Blah, 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 blah. This is the last house. It says real estate hell. Here we go. This is the first time Dion, who works in real estate, allegedly, has lost his home due to debt. The Sun previously reported that 6 of his Michigan homes went into foreclosure. Say, ma'am, sir, get a job. Get a job. You like houses so much, go start building them, but you sure as hell can't seem to sell them, flip them, or anything else. So it says that yes, 6 of his Michigan houses went into foreclosure. The son also revealed that the parents, husband and wife, have filed for bankruptcy 5 times. 5 times. So the truth is, part of the the way in which he was able to get away with paying such low child support is likely because of these things. On their taxes, historically, they probably filed very little money, paid very little taxes. So what I see happen a lot is clients will come to me and say, oh, I need a consultation, I think I want to get a divorce. Say, okay, pull your tax returns, have all these things done. And because it's not something I do, but one of the things that I do is I pair you with the best and the brightest in your county for consultations for various things. We come up with a team and a strategy to get you what you need. So I've done one of these in the last year. They pulled the taxes. The problem is her child support was going to be extraordinarily low because the two of them were committing tax fraud effectively. They were underreporting their taxes. So your child support will be set on whatever your taxes say, right, has been your income. You don't get to get together with your spouse and claim little to no taxable income. And in here, he likely had low taxable income because he had losses from running every house he had into foreclosure. Okay. So when that happens, then child support is going to be set low. Also, I guarantee you, having been in reality TV, that the two of their salaries are the same. So when the both of you have the same salary and you're doing 50-50 custody, it's my assumption that they went for the equivalent of 50-50 custody. Then usually there isn't much just paid to the other partner unless it's here. He is the sole one working. He's still the one that's working. So that's how come he was able to get away with just the 1,100, is because their taxes likely showed little to no income. The income that was showed was identical for the most part, right? Because their salary would be whatever they get on the reality show, and they both make the same amount from the reality show. And then he has a little bit of income from this like real estate foolishness that he be dibbling and dabbling in. So I hope that helps. Somebody said, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. The other part that was very interesting here, y'all, they got divorced in 2 days. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I've never seen anything like this. What that means is they had been discussing it behind the scenes. What that means is they had really good lawyers. They knew what needed to be done, and they knew that this was not something that could be drawn out and made big and ugly in the media. And that's because the network that they're on, TLC, that's a family-friendly network. In fact, the wife, she's probably been wanting to do this back when they had bankruptcy number 3 or 4 or 5, bankruptcy number 5, or perhaps when they had foreclosure number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. So she's probably wanted that for a while, but thought, gosh, if I do this, and her sole source of income, right, has been the show, then that's a challenge. But we also know they got a 4-year-old, so they've been doing it to each other. It's not like they have not been intimate, but it's all of this has been catching up. So they filed for divorce, I want to say June the 4th, and they were divorced. It was executed by the 6th. So what that means is everyone agreed to everything far beforehand. The lawyers drew it up, and anybody can do that in any state. This was Nevada. That's just how through she probably was with him. I'm gonna say she was probably that through with him, because given that she was not a breadwinner, she wasn't the one running all these houses into foreclosure and causing them to go bankrupt 6 times. I didn't even know you could file bankruptcy 6 times. Like, somebody said, oh yeah, somebody says she needs a spinoff show and take us through how she stayed this long and kept popping out babies. Lord have mercy. Somebody said he got to be filing bankruptcy every 5 to 7 years. Yeah, well, if they were together, let's think about this, y'all. They were together 19 years and filed bankruptcy 5 times. Now, sometimes what happens is you file, but you might withdraw it. Actually, that is likely what happened. Here's why. When you file for bankruptcy, it actually stops the foreclosure. So now that we know, it's not funny. That's not funny. I'm thinking out loud as I process this. But now that we know he's had 6 foreclosures, more than likely the majority of those bankruptcies were filed to halt or prevent some of those foreclosures. Because who knows, it could have been 10 foreclosures, because some of those houses, again, were supposed to be his investment properties. Somebody said, make you a moderator. I sure will next time. Can you send me a DM or a message. If you go to my website, SimoneRedwine.com, it's got my email on there where I can make you a moderator. But yeah, basically, a lot of those were probably filed because he's just not good at this. And I don't know what he could do for a job, but it's time for him to get a job. So we're gonna wrap up this and we're gonna switch it over. Hold on. Somebody asked me, what in the Sam Hill is going on? But y'all, I knew something was up with them when old boy popped up with that blonde hair. Look, when you see that man is 52 years old, when you see a 52-year-old black man dye his hair blonde, he going through some type of midlife crisis. He is reevaluating some things. He is. Mm, we just gonna pray for him. I love the show. I love the family. I think they're great people. I just think he's a lost man who wants to lead in an area he lacks capacity in. Just go, sir, just UPS is hiring. They are paying up to $100,000. Sir, go deliver some packages. Amazon, deliver some packages. Uber, don't let this reality show foolishness make you feel like you are better than a normal, wholesome, legal job where you can keep your pants on and still make 100K. Do it. So wait. So Connie asked, wait, no, not stole your wedding money. Yeah, in other interviews I've disclosed how part of the reason I'm so passionate about my ebook, which is Background Checks 101, that's coming out this weekend, that you can get from my website, SimoneRedwine.com, is because I thought I was gonna get married to the love of my life, but last summer, actually last summer, I woke up and checked the bank account because I had to get ready to pay the down payment, and instead of like nearly 10,000 in the bank account, we had $15.37. He had stole the money and used it to pay his car notes and child support and whatever made him happy. Whatever made him happy. Mm. Anyway, that's for another topic for another day. All right. Next up is the game. And we will close out. We're going to talk about the Foxo business. And I got to hurry up because tonight I am going to be on with Al Reynolds, his show, Court of Public Opinion. But you know me, I am going to give that tea. By tea, I mean, I'm going to give my thoughts and my opinions unbiased. What she said. I mean, it was Detroit, Michigan. Not telling what. Oh, somebody said, as far as the guys' houses, the Derrico's houses, they said, I mean, it was Detroit, Michigan. No telling what those houses were worth. That's quite true. And Community and Culture said, yep, blonde hair, motorcycle or Corvette, smells like midlife crisis. Absolutely. And honestly, I don't want to put this on this marriage, but we know that man like a lot of sex because that's a whole bunch of kids. But a lot of times when they do those things, they didn't want to run around and get young women. I'm going to tell you right now, one of y'all little girls pop up. This man is 52 years old in midlife crisis. Y'all pop up dating that man. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you on the internet. I'm going to the comments. I might use my little back. My cousin said I got to make a backup page because I be in the comments too much. She's probably right. But I'm gonna talk about you because I want to know what type of mental disabilities, what kind of IEP do you have if you think you want to go and shack up and do it to a 52-year-old blonde-headed black man, dyed blonde hair at that, who just divorced a wife of 19 years with 5 foreclosures and 6 bankruptcies. I want to know.